What is good, guys? It's your boy Yaron, and you're watching the Yaron Show Knicks Take. So today is going to be a fast, rapid fire episode where I'm going to be talking about the Knicks going up against the Miami Heat and how they won 140 to 132 in the in-season tournament. And then I'm also going to be talking about the season opener game as the New York Knicks went up against the Toronto Raptors 905, or short term Raptors 905, and how sadly Toronto won on this on the Westchester Knicks season opener, which is kind of a bummer because I was there. And yeah, so let's get this shit started. So yesterday was a good game for the Knicks. Of course, I didn't get to see all of it, but I did see some of the highlights and how they played. They were really passing out uh, as much with the ball, meaning Karl Anthony Towns, Landry Shamet. By the way, he really helped us last year, but I like it where Mike Brown is really helping him out, passing and getting those second chance shots. So there was a lot of that communication going on yesterday, knowing that they didn't have Jalen Brunson, but they did get to understand of who needs to take charge of the ball while a situation like this goes on. Now, of course, this was the first time for Mike Brown to know, okay, Jalen Brunson is out, so we're going to put Mikal Bridges, but also, sorry, not Mikal, even though he was in the starting five, but Miles McBride. So prior to that, he did a lot of those straight up passes, but also we needed a lot of help from him, but as well as Landry Shamet and Karl Anthony Towns, knowing that okay, who else can we rely on? Josh Hart. Josh Hart is also that type of guy that who he could pass the ball and say, I'm wide open. Let's also pass it to Hart. And then we could also pass it to Mikal. From Mikal, we pass it to Miles. So there was a lot of these wide open shots taken care of. Meanwhile, Miami also played really well. Um, Meaning Wiggins and all these other guys, they were also passing up, but we also understood once we're on defense, we also have to make sure to get steals among these passes and to pass the ball. Now, also understand is that for the last couple of games, even the last game when we went up against Orlando, we gave off shots and they gave a lot of lay-ins, a lot of possessions that they had open shots and they went straight in. Now, also that was a thing where the Westchester Knicks kind of did, but I'll leave it off in like a couple of minutes. And I'll also show you guys what they kind of did wrong within that game. But in terms of what happened yesterday with the New York Knicks going up against the Miami Heat, it was perfect. It was the way that it was. You saw how Mitchell Robinson was with the ball, and you know, Karl Anthony Towns, Landry Shamet, Josh Hart, even with a little bit of zazz and pizzazz, a little that stuff. So, it was very interesting, and I'm actually going to show you what it was like playing within that, you know, moment. So, yeah. But also, let me talk about the Westchester Knicks and how I also went to the season opener yesterday, which was really fun. So much of that engagement and family time yesterday, as well as going to every single game. So yesterday was also the season opener for the Westchester Knicks. So good to be back and seeing this new roster a little bit. Um, Seeing Trey Jamison, um, uh, also Devin Williams, Noel is back on the team. So there's quite some few faces, and Bay, or I think it's Ray Bay. I'm not so sure how to pronounce half of their names, but it's gonna take some time for myself. But knowing that they came back and played the way that they played yesterday was unbelievable. Even though they lost by 3 points, they came back and they knew what to do in and out. The amount of times that even 905 gave gave their shots on and on and on came to show, okay, we played good, but there wasn't enough of communication going on. We didn't hear, okay, oh, you've got um you've got Henry, or like you've got some of these guys. So it was a little bit of that where we forgot to communicate. And we're still learning because this is something new where Mike Brown is now talking to Coach Diop, and now it's all of these new possessions of how to play within Mike Brown's offense, then going back quickly on defense. So it's something new with us within what he's doing with us in general, but also now going to the G League and trying to develop what he's trying to do within the actual team. So I've got to say, we've been playing such a good job that that's what we're kind of doing. So let me actually show you right now what I mean on my parents' big TV. So that way you get a bigger picture. Here is what I'm about to show you guys. And I want you to take a really close look. Um, so here, let me kind of show you what I'm talking about. So you get the rebound, and here's Mitch, right? So you saw that right there. As Mitch passed the ball right over here, you're seeing right now, as Mitch gets the rebound, stupid ad. As Mitch gets this rebound right now, you get to see what his arm is doing right over here, right? What does he do? You see someone coming up, which is over here. Soon you're going to see Karl Anthony Towns. Watch what Karl Anthony Towns. I want to show you something. There is no one. Wiggins is wide open. I don't know why there's ads today. But you see Karl Anthony Towns wide open. What is he gonna do? He's gonna contest that shot, and then he's just gonna look like he's gonna shoot it from three because he knows he's a wide open shooter. That no one's gonna guard him, and then he gets that shot off. I'm going to also show you guys something else because I believe this is still the first quarter, but now we're going to see a little bit of what I'm trying to talk about. So now you still look at these passes that what we're trying to do. So Miles, back to Landry Shamet. Now Landry Shamet is right over here being guarded by Wiggins. So Wiggins a little bit on tight with him. So what is Shamet gonna do? Similar to what last year was. He's gonna pass it to Karl Anthony Towns, which he has 6 seconds on the clock, on the shot clock. What is he gonna do? He's gonna drain that three. It doesn't go quite in, but what does OG Anunoby do? He will lay that in. If you saw that, he's gonna lay that in, and he has an open because what happened before that? You saw it right there. Watch this again. He's gonna make that double pass. And then right as he misses it, you see OG Anunoby, he has that wide open lane, it goes in. Why is that really important? Because first of all, it's a really wide open shot. I don't know if you guys could actually see from far range, but you know it's really far. Like you if you can't tell, because of course it might be blurry from your end, if you could see that wide open shot, it's open. But he could lay that in within an instinct. So, yeah. Now let's go later on to, of course, the fourth quarter, where we were really averaging a good amount. And now, like, of course, we're going to be on this end, but let me kind of show you what we were really doing. So you see, I want to show you right after that pass. Watch how we play in that certain amount of minutes. Look at Jordan Clarkson. Another pass, another one from Mikel. Passes back. They're resetting it. So notice that they're resetting this possession so that way he gets a fully open shot. If not, he gets another pass or shoots it. That's what I like about Jordan. You see, Jordan knows what to do in a possession like this when he has a wide open shot. He will go, and if he's stuck in the middle, he'll go and make sure to pretend as he's gonna shoot, or go around and make a shot like that. That's what I like about it. Now, also, he's gonna pass it, which is Mikal Bridges. Not Mikal. Miles is gonna pass it to um Karl Anthony Towns. So you see a little bit of that pass. So let's kind of watch and see how they play it, and then I'll get down through it with the next game of the Westchester Knicks versus 905, as you know, you could possibly see a little bit of blurriness, but doesn't really matter. Yeah, so it's always going to be a double pass. You never want to stop seeing that because it's always going to be a double pass with this new rotation. Last year it was a little bit hard to tell because what did you see just right now? Miles was just here. He passed it to Karl Anthony Towns. Karl Anthony Towns has an open shot right over here on the left side. And it goes in. He goes right in. He goes right in to that corner shot. Now, what I like about that is that Karl Anthony Towns does it again. So he's gonna make that, pass it again. You see, that's also a nice block. We're making. You see, that's the thing with this possession. Even though it was Miami ball, it was good. It was good. We made a good pass to its possession, so that way both of these players could kind of gain in and make a shot like that. So that's what I kind of liked out of this game. So now here is the Westchester Knicks. Right now, as you could see over here, we're going this way. So first quarter is going to be this way. I'm right over here. This little guy who's sitting down. It was a very good time yesterday. Um, I loved it. But I want you to see the fast pace that we forgot to do in the first quarter. So right now it's 3-2. We're down by 1 point. It's not as bad. But watch what went on at this game that we struggled a little bit. It's a wide open shot. Dunk goes in. And yeah, you see that? That wasn't a smart play. This wasn't a smart play because he gets a wide open dunk. Same thing. I don't know why we're keeping someone open. Now, again, this is a new rotation, so it takes a little bit of time to understand what goes on. I want you to see this again. Watch again. Okay, dunk goes in. It's the same thing as the first one. I want you to see what's going on over here. Number, I think this is number 0, but number 0, I believe, if I'm right, I don't remember. He has a wide open shot. What's going on with the defense? We're trying to make sure that we have a good contestant. Now, I forgot what coach said to some of the players yesterday, meaning Diop. But it was probably a plan of action to say, if he's gonna miss that shot. Also, take to note that it was a wide open shot. So, anyways, it went in. It wasn't our fault, but we didn't know that he would make a shot like that. Notice that in the NBA, it's a little bit different because you make a shot like that, maybe someone like Andrew Wiggins or Dante, like most of these guys would probably miss that shot, or Donovan Mitchell, or someone Russell Westbrook. Doesn't really matter. But number zero make that in. So look at this, goes right in. Now we go back on defense, on offense. Now over here, it's a good shot. Why? He passes right back to Warren. Warren shoots, and it goes in. It's a splash. Right, me right over there. Second quarter, it's the same thing. I want you to watch really closely because it's a smart move. He goes back and then Hate for three, banks that one in. It's a perfect one. I'll tell you what. One of the reasons why, because it's a reset, and then he goes passes it right over here. It's just going to strain it in. So that's what I kind of like about it here. Score is 26-25. So now over here, not as good, but we're trying to play strong defense, and it's an and one. That's something that we do have to make sure that we get easy possessions where it's kind of like not giving away fouls. Now, Mike Brown said this really smart within the pros, which is New York Knicks. He says that we need to play very physical, but also not too physical where the fouls are going to be committed. That's what happened yesterday within the Westchester Knicks. So you know, it's this kind of mindset that we need to focus on not trying to give away too much fouls, but where it looks like it's a foul, but it's really not. And it's playing physical. So this is something new to us that we're gonna have to understand. Third quarter, this is where it gets interesting because now the game is going to be very tight. So now, of course, you see it's 62-56. It's a close game. It's wired down, but little by little, you'll see that they're going to take the lead, meaning 9:05. So right now we have the ball. I think it's Ray that has the ball right now, number five. He's a new player. I'm still getting used to their names. Wide open shot by Donovan. Donovan will gladly do that loop de loop right in, which I really like by Donovan. If you could see, very interesting, he will make that loop de loop and then it goes in. Of course, this is at the end of that. He'll fist up and be a BJA. And you'll see right now, Donovan does a smart thing. You see that loop, it goes in, goes back on defense. We sprint back. Now it's the same thing. Look at that nice defense. Look at that nice defense. That we know that they're already done. So, you know, but now it's just that, touchdown pass and it goes in. So again, I'm not so sure if they're gonna show it again, but no. Okay. Now, Devin tries to make the three, doesn't go in. This is also a little bit of a mistake because I'll tell you something. He would have been able to drive right in. Oh, sorry, no, Devin is right over here. But I think that was Hay or something like that. Hay had that 3-point attempt. It didn't go as well. And wide open lane by the Raptors 905. 73 to 64. It's not really what I expected. You see, it's a fully touchdown, and that's a thing that we have to get used to by sprinting back, making sure that it's either a block shot, and that's how it's going to have to continue. Same thing over here. It's a little bit of a review. So Take that. I want to fast forward to the fourth quarter because this is where it gets really interesting and how the game really comes down to. So now I want you guys to look at the score. Don't focus too much about what's going on here. I mean, you know what? You could. First of all, I'm not. First of all, I can't really tell if that's Donovan or not. But if that's Donovan Williams, I want you to look at him because I think he has the ball right now. I'm not so sure who else, but I think it's Donovan who has the ball. Look at the scoreboard and look at what's going on here because this is where it gets interesting. And I was at the game yesterday, so notice that everything is on the last minute line. It is now 1 minute remaining, and the score is very loose, like it's very close. But for some reason, it was a back and forth thing, reviews and reviews and timeouts. So there was a little bit of things that we forgot to do yesterday. But I want you to look at this play and see what goes on. As the ball goes back, 3-pointer by Hay. Hay makes that in. Now it's back to a 2-point game. 2 points. Now, no idea what we expected, but Diop really announced it correctly. I believe. I'm not so sure. I didn't hear the huddle. But what I'm assuming is that it was the same passes as what Mike Brown would want to do. And they probably talk about it in the behind the scenes. So I'm really kind of happy about that because if it wasn't for that pass with Hay being right over here, you wouldn't able to know what would go on over here. So now also take to note now it's also our ball. What's going to happen? I believe, if I remember very clearly, I don't really remember as much, but we're going to probably make a 3-pointer, or I think it's a, no, I'm sorry, it was a 3 point. So you see right now, Donovan has the ball. I think he's going to pass it to Hay, something like that. I got to know the names. It's really hard when new players come in. But he's probably going to pass it to Hay. Hay probably makes the 3-point attempt. Now, I think it's going to be on this side, where he's going to be right over here, or I think he's going to shoot it right over here, or probably on this side where the bench of the 905 is. Let's see and watch. Okay, it's here. So Donovan was here. I believe that was the new player number 8. So he passed it to Donovan. Donovan did not make that in, but of course it went out of bounds. So this is something that probably Diop is gonna, try to see how Mike wants it and see what's, doing good and doing bad. But let's see how this one made it in because of course I saw this from far. So from far it was very electrifying. And so you see number 5, I forgot his name, but you see number 5, he'll pass it to Hay. Hay just knocks this one down. He like his body just plays with the flow, and it's kind of like how someone pushes you. But in this case, it was kind of like the body flowed with him as it made that 3-pointer attempt. So I want you to watch this. Watch this again. Let's see that doesn't go in, out of bounds. Knicks ball. Watch this. Boom. Goes in. Goes straight in. Now, of course, what's going to happen now, as you will see by the highlights, is that of course they will sprint down and make that bucket in, which is not a good attempt because next thing you know, it's going to really happen to have that next possession, which you will see. So I want you guys to see it besides me talking. Watch it again. Watch it again. You see a closer view. Banks that one down. It's a great play. Great play by Payne, by Payne, Brandon. Sorry. Now you see it's another play that we caused the foul, and it's kind of weird of us, but he makes these two in or so. It's kind of a shocker. As you can see, I'm right over here, sweating my hands. So he makes these two in. Now, of course, this is a catch and shoot, and it goes in. I think this was also a 3-point attempt. Or no, sorry, I'll give you a spoiler. This was a 3-point attempt, but it was also a foul. So I want you to see what goes on here because I remember it very vividly from yesterday. So yeah, spoil it. What happened was um, Warren goes down. Now I remember some of the names. Warren goes down. He'll he'll shoot the three. Now it doesn't go in. So it calls after a 3-point foul. Now what the ref said is that it was a 2-pointer. It was a 2-point foul. Everyone, if I'm not over exaggerating, but everyone in the county center was so pissed from this whole side of this of the county center to the arena, opposed to the VIP and all that. It was quite a shock. But now you will see how Warren shoots these three shots, and luckily the review was successful because of what Diop said and how all of the staff of the Westchester Knicks looked really closely because there was a drop where Diop said, "Okay, let's not worry. We have a close possession, and let's try to make it, count." So you could see Warren ties it up. Now, also, this is the problem of what we made yesterday, which I don't know what it will come down to, but you could see right over here that number 55 will not lay that in. What happened? He will pass the ball to number 0. This is such a huge mistake that we made, and yeah, it was kind of a bummer. You could also see me right over here making my face, and I'm going, "Oh my god," as yeah. But let's see the unfortunate mistake that we had, and of course we'll go up against Go Capital, and we'll probably fix our mistakes from this game. So let's start from the beginning. So yeah, now you could see the unfortunate pass doesn't go in. Wide open shot for three, banks it in. Unfortunate, and yeah, now you'll see the shot that very much wide open. I heard a lot of people saying over here that there was, I believe, I don't know if it was Donovan or some of the other new players that we have, that everyone was screaming, "You had a wide open shot! You got a wide open shot!" And felt so bad for, I believe it was uh, Ray or something. I gotta really learn these names, but check out this one because it's really important. You'll see what I'm talking about. Make that. No, passes it wide open. It does go in. Now, this is the mistake. Watch this. Watch this. Because literally, I want you to see this very closely. I think it was Warren that was open. So you'll see right now, of course, here it is. So now over here, this is where everyone from my side, as I was right near the Westchester Knicks bench, was screaming, "Warren is open. Warren is open." That was the problem. And listen, it's not their fault. Not our fault. Because he thought he would be able to shoot it from that possession. So, let's see the unfortunate. Doesn't go in. Toronto 905 won, as it was a really sad one. I believe we're too unfortunate to kind of, say what's gonna happen. But yeah. Anyways, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Also, make sure to ring that notification on for more videos like this. And yeah. Anyways, guys, peace.